against FUT Esports in this match.
Yeah, exactly that. We haven't seen much of them. That was why my brain was just trying to remember Gugu. And it's a lovely, lovely guy. Nothing against him whatsoever. But the 9% of the community feel like they've got the advantage here. You know, it's hard to not side with the kind of community poll here because it's their first properly final this year, realistically, for FUT. Okay, they didn't qualify in February. We'll let that one slide. But, you know, ever since March, they've always had a semi-final finish. And that, for me, is consistency at its finest, realistically. But they've never really made that grand finals. And that's today where they've got to land the mark. I mean, if they do that today, it will help out considerably so. They haven't quite confirmed exactly where they stand in terms of the challenge finals and SPS until we find out later on next week. If they come out on top today in the BSC, it would be such a blessing for them. Stu being picked up by Nitas Cubs. The bands are also winners. Ems, Mr. P, Squeak, and Crow standing coming in for FUT now as well. And on the side of FUT Esports, banning out the Shelly, the Squeak, and the Cordelius. So that's good to see that Cordelius is being valued. Finally beat the first time today. Love to see it.
I was going to say, I think this is one of the first times we've seen Ruffs across this month as well in APAC 2, and Ruffs is a good brawl. You know, it's one of those ones that hasn't dropped off massively, same as B. I mean, it's dropped off a little bit, don't get me wrong, but FUT Esports just instantly come in and pick 3 not unusual picks, but just picks that aren't that common. See the Nita coming out and Nita, well, that makes sense. Nita coming out and Nita's Cups here. And they're supporting the name along with the Mr. P and the Stu as well. Stu, going to be played into that Ruffs. Not the best of matchups either for that. You know, if the sandbags do come down, but Nita should be able to burn through them quite nicely. I like FUT Esports comp. Obviously, B's going to have some trouble against the Mr. P. If Sandy, you know, against that Stu is not going to be the best. And the same with Ruffs against the Nita. But it's just all about those individual matchups. Because if you switch up the matchups, they're going to have a good lane.
Yeah, I mean, FUT used to run Nita here a lot themselves, and I just worry about it. If they got the Ruffs to be able to break things open, that could deflate it a little bit here and there. But Mr. P, great to have against the B as well. So we're hoping to see that aggressiveness be able to prevail on all sides of FUT to be able to clear things up already. Omega taking a lot of taps there, forced back already and almost went down. Amiga as well, by the way, it was a rebrand from EMEA. So if you recognize or don't recognize that name, that might then make you have a bit more of a realization. 2 gems to these Cubs, 1 to FUT. So far, so good in pretty all accounts.
Yeah, I mean, now the Porter does come down with Soy there over the right-hand side, and it is going to be against Semantic, so that's kind of the matchup that he did want more than anything, and now Lane just trying to get some work done on the left-hand side. It is 3-3, 4-3 now, and Semantic did pick up the right as well. Going to be breaking up these home walls, a little bit more maneuverability for Drake, so we can't get locked into a certain spot and be caught off guard. There's another one as well, and that one's going to be coming off the side of Nita's Cubs as well. Shot for Lane, and he throws out the super on the left-hand side. Another gem spawning too to make it 6-3, and Gugu slowly trickling down on this HP.
Very nice up from Malone on the left-hand side. Here's the takedown of Gugu, and that's going to put a lot of pressure onto Emma, who goes down. 1 gem will be plenty for the taking for Lenan. Just want to be greedy for it. Just the one needed from the mid now, and that Sandstorm couldn't have come at a better time for it. Drake can probably sneak forwards now, grasp it, come back. They are split, however. Nita's Cubs do get a takedown from Lenan. Well, now they're not. That's perfect. He can go the aggressive now. Oh my word. And FUT explode onto it. Absolutely beautiful stuff from them. Team wipe all round. And the first game goes the way of FUT.
And the Sweet Dreams was still in the pocket. Actually, 2 Sweet Dreams were still in the pocket. But I just didn't really see the Stu actually do anything. Like, it didn't actually have a fight against Drake in pretty much the entirety of that game.
Gugu as well getting scrutinized on the right-hand side, and the pinch is there, perfectly done. Drake there with the amplified shot onto Omega, following up again with consecutive taps and a slow. I mean, this is just FUT exploding into this game, and it's giving no open door whatsoever to Nita's Cubs straight away. Just everything, throwing everything at this and just keeping the pressure on.
Semantic now playing this right side, gets the shots off. Little super coming down as well to break up even more. Allow Drake to pinch these lanes if people do start pushing up. Now a 7th gem in the pocket, but they are spread out across the entire team. And yeah, again, Omega's not really having that much of a say in mid. It is tough at this ranged matchup against Rage playing this B, and we know how good he is at that brawler as well. So it's a tough matchup regardless. Hodulas is going to tank those well, deprive him of his super and follow with some more shots too. Lane going to throw down that Sandstorm. Sweet Dreams to send him to sleep. Gugu going to throw down the bear, and that's going to be a waste as well. But 9 gems. At least it might stop them from getting it and allow Nitas to come back into the mix.
Great time for shielding from Drake, juking these shots wonderfully well. The Honey Molasses for good measure, but still low HP with 7 gems. He's got to be careful. But the connection was there. And now with the pickup, and now Omega there on 428 HP. Just within inches of going down as the supply drop slammed into Soy Nebreza. And this should be gems being run away with, especially with these connections from Drake and just landing the mark at every available opportunity. There's just no way that Nitas can close the gap at the moment with that takedown as well. Surely it's going to be game and then set for FUT into 200s for DPS. That kind of says it all. We could have just pretty much shown those stats and just shut up, Trav.
just throw them up on the board and just be quiet, and it explains itself. You didn't even need to watch the set at this point. You could have guessed who came out on top of that one. But we are onto safe zone in Heist. Another pretty skillful affair, I'd imagine. You know, it's these long-range brawlers, got to pick the right moments to go aggressive. So I think this is a map that it depends on whether FUT Esports go overly aggressive. We've seen them at certain times pick brawlers that just run in a straight line and maybe over-aggress rather than playing it smart. Nitas Cup's going to start things off with an Eve, though, as their first pick. I like it. Don't necessarily think it's first pick material on a map like this. We're going to see the Brock coming in from FUT Esports. I do like that quite a lot. Obviously, if you're going to get some shots on the safe, you're going to rain down quite a lot of damage. Colette following up after that as well. Great pick from them.
Love that from FUT. But I do love from Nitas Cubs that they've banned out Cordelius, clearly keeping their eyes on the Snapdragon Pro Series, where Lenan just popped off on safe zone and made it look so easy. And I can assure you it is not. Shelly is still available here. It is a tougher map to make her work on, but Piper coming in for Nitas Cubs is definitely interesting. Haven't seen it for a while, in all honesty. But I'm with you. I think the E first pick, not necessarily my kind of flavor. I think that the Brock probably is more to it. But this is interesting ideas. Trying to keep, obviously, FUT at a big distance here. And I'm not sure that it's going to pay off. It can be very hard to deal with. There's still 8-bit available here as well, but I don't really feel like that's necessarily what Nitas Cubs are thinking. Maybe what FUT are potentially lining up here. Or FUT could run with Sam. Ooh. They like Sam a lot. Cole. These are wild ideas. And I just hope for their sake it pays off.
Mate, Nitas Cubs out there thinking like mechanical geniuses or something. They're bringing the Piper, they're bringing the Colt. This is a wild comp. Sam, yeah. Who would have guessed that FUT would bring in Sam at some point? They just love this brawl. They'll probably be Lenane on it. They'll throw him on that brawl and let him run in a straight line. And usually it pays off. But on occasions, it can hinder them quite heavily as well.
Yeah, on safe side, I think they've been better with their success rate of it. She's impressed me a lot the last week running it and doing a much better job of running it in Ring of Fire. But, you know, it will 100% be Lenan. Probably Drage on the Colette as well. Holding W. But Nitas Cubs have got all the range. So, you know, if they land some of these shots, I am all for, you know, impressive Colt lineups and all that jazz. But you got to land those moments. That's the key.
Yeah, well, it's going to be that Piper versus Brock matchup in the mid, which Omega should be able to dominate, but it's just a question of, as you say, whether or not they're going to be able to hit these shots, or whether it's going to be a pretty free FUT game. Colt up against the Sam here. He's got that movement speed, gadget straight in, and I think we can say goodbye to Gugu instantly here, and then just going to wait this one out, bait a few shots out of Omega, and, you know, this is what happens. He's in this position now, and it's going to be tough to get him out.
Yeah, I kind of praise sort of Bresman and Omega just for, you know, contesting into the mid, not worrying about it, but they are leaving him on the safe. I'm still seeing damage raining down, and that could be the wrong play to make. They've got to have dealt with it and then moved up, but they didn't do that, and Gugu just went straight off the spawn into the mix, and already it's a lot of damage. I mean, he's still there! Someone please do something about Lenan! You can't leave him on the safe on his own!
Mid Respin's going to miss as well. I mean, Lenane's just still cooking down this safe, 50% left, and we're even going to see a Colt Super being missed here. Follow-up shots, and that should be the game done. FUT Esports against something like a Sam, obviously, and the option of that last pick that FUT still had. I think Colt was a bit of a weird pick.
See, Nitas Cubs are great players, but it's moments like that where there's like the decision making makes me question their ability to handle this quarterfinals matchup against a team like FUT. You know, Lenan got 100% of the safe on his own. I mean, no one dealt with him, and like even after all that time, see, it's not the fastest of brawlers to shred it down. You know, after all that time, he was still there. You know, you can't do that. You really can't. But now a bit more of a mid-paced matchup as Lenan pushing forward to the right-hand side as well, laying down the knuckle busters for a potential gadget pop though. But Emma didn't time it right. He jumps up now, but he'll get the heal off the back of that as well. And there's the slam on the way down. 66% of that safe is all that remains. Oh my word, it could be going from bad to worse.
Yeah, Samantha was just trying to eat all those Parasite's coming in there. Drage has got another super onto the safe as well. Here comes the super from Linane again, and he doesn't even have to stop. He's just walking in a straight line. EMEA trying to bait that out once more, and he can happily do that. He'll just go and pick up his super, throw it out yet again, get some heals, and might even be able to throw it towards the safe there, but Gugu's going to tank one of those shots from Semantic, and regardless of this control getting back, they don't have that high DPS, and Colt's on defense.
Yeah. Oh, Semantic, a lovely pickup as well as the Rocket Lake will save the situation. 30% remain, and Drage on the safe. Gotcha gadget inbound as well. Will go down. Who's trying to tap Lenan, but you know, again, it's such a challenging matchup in the best of days, and Lenan knows how to juke it best, and he's still there, going on the save. 14% remaining, and that's not going to be a connecting super at all. He was on a slither of HP, but it's enough time to buy Semantic to now come on the right-hand side lane and push his way forwards. Just 7% remaining, and FUT don't miss these.
Semantic's got his super, that's surely going to be it there. Rains it down, gets the safe on its some level of well done to sort of Breza there for getting those kills and getting the DPS down, because he seemed like he was the only one really fighting. Just questionable drafts, I feel, from Nitas Cubs, and they're definitely going to have to iron that out, or is this going to be a straight 3-0 sweep for FUT?
Yeah, it really is. Let's see, though, as well, how they want to bring this one around. I want to see a Cordelius ban realistically here, but I don't think it would be from FUT, and it's not, and that's dangerous stuff, because this map is wide open for Darryls, and Cordelius can counter it so well. RT will be the first pick in from Nitas Cubs. I don't mind it. It's a good bit to have. Still Bell going to be available. Throwers will absolutely still be an option, regardless of the tick ban, regardless of the Sprout ban. Carl, as well as Barley, added to the mix. Brock for safety from FUT, which is, again, very much to my taste. Shelly, Tick, and another ban out by FUT as the body joins the cards. Yeah, I mean, it's safety, and the Gene ban was the final one for FUT. This is a solid comp, and a very safe way to start here for FUT.
I mean, Cordelia's still on the menu. Still there for the taking. So, I mean, maybe it can happen. We saw it on this map in the Asian region this morning, and there it is. Nitas Cubs going to pick it up. I can't blame them for it either. Obviously playing against some range, which makes it that little bit more difficult, but if you can play the game patiently, if you can wait for those late phases, and the same with Gugu, he's going to want to do the same. Build up his super, wait for the late game, and absolutely crush it with his legs. Like, that's just how it's going to be. Squeak coming out as the Nitas Cubs' last pick. I don't mind that either. You know, the Residue's going to be able to slow people down, possibly even get EMEA into a position where he can get that super from them.
I think Bell would be a good solid shout here for me, just to be able to find Cordelius and have those shots ricochet off. And like I say, they keep their range. Grom going to come in. Okay, that's similar ideas as well. They've got basically, yeah, like you said, use that range to eradicate the Cordelius in the early stages, because in the late stages that could go against them big time here. But Grom, probably normally none actually on that Grom pick. Obviously with the Watchtower gadget as well, you're able to assert a lot of your authority. See where they lie within the bush, or X-Factor to just pummel down with those shots. It can be a dangerous thing. The Grom bombers, we know, can turn games more often than not. But timing that body as well on the side of FUT is going to be quite crucial and key. Obviously to go in at the right times on the right brawlers as well, because RT might be the wrong time and the wrong brawler to do it with. Let's see how they fare in the early stages. So far, FUT, though, over 2-set sweep, are looking comfortable.
I mean, I don't really mind either of the comps here, that's the thing. We'll see who manages to come out on top. Squeak versus Drage over this left-hand side. Soy on the Squeak. And Linane just waiting it out. Playing it slow, waiting for Cordelius to show his face and scanning this right side of it too. Wall break coming in as well. Not going to fully get that down, which is a little bit unfortunate for Drage there, as he will want this open lane. I mean, Linane stepped out of line instantly, but they might be able to get the trade jump over. Semantic's trying to trade this one out, and actually, this has gone perfectly for Nitas Cubs so far. Semantic's going to fall. Drage all alone over the left-hand side in a 1v3, and that's just not going to happen. This is what I said. If they wait for their moment, and if FUT are going to give them the moment, Nitas Cubs can bring this back with Cordelius.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at the beginning that it wasn't banned out, because I thought that FUT would want to play it, and they just kind of didn't prioritize it as their first pick. Clearly just want that range, but they are a team that will adapt though under that kind of situation now. Well, I hope they will for their sake. Linan just not going to probably go out as far deep as he did, and just Semantic there for support. But you've got to find their balance, haven't they, between these early moments, because obviously Nitas Cubs want to wait down the clock, and FUT want to push into this, but at the same time don't want to feed that utility at the same time. So it's quite a key balance to be found here. But regardless, that's the first sign of life from Nitas Cubs so far.
Well, Watchtower goes down, and now should be able to scout out a bit of this bush, or just pretty much see where he is in that little bit remaining, and actually isn't making any connections anyways. Choosing to stay a bit more passive, which I can respect after what happened in the last game, but now he's starting to make a move. Now that Watchtower's gone, sliding through and avoiding some shots. Super available now, gets it onto Lane, and that's got to be a kill right there. Not much chance of bringing this one back, but on the other side, Semantic brings a Megalo, gets the last shot off, but Grom was still in that Shadow Realm, couldn't get it done. Gugu's going to finish off.
Inevitable push comes in, and it's just going to go one way. I think it's swapped out. Yeah, Leno will go to the left now, which makes more sense. Obviously, you know, having Semantic there, or, you know, breaking some bush would go a long way as well. They could probably use the rocket fuel to do just that. Choosing to break the mid first, which I don't mind, but nonetheless, this Cordelia's pick from FUT has been the problem, and that's it. Break that right-hand side. That helps out a lot in that early game moments. Actually, Gugu's gone to the left-hand side now, but you know, I was hoping FUT that they can rekindle it, because again, they didn't choose to ban Cordelia's. I thought they were going to actually prioritize it as a team in this region, which really have absolutely so jumped on the Cordelia's bandwagon. With some other teams, it's been a bit of a slow, sluggish start to that particular brawler in the EMEA region.
Yeah, Gugu trying to push aggressive, actually has to jump away. Don't think it was going to hit anyway, but he is quite low, choosing to just play it smart instead of taking the gamble. Now Lane trying to follow up some shots. Semantic pinching in should help quite a lot as well. But Omega not really taking much fire at the moment, but eventually Lane's going to get a connection. Soy pushing up this right-hand side now. Did see that slow go down, but not really into the best of positions. Drage has the jump, might be able to use it on someone. Doesn't again. Nice hit, great from Lane. Gugu's going to have to jump yet again. 2v1 is winnable for him, but with no super, it's more difficult. And FUT Esports, they're swapping, they're making the changes, and they're making it work.
Yeah, straight away, those map changes, I mean, it has shifted the entire approach. I mean, great rocket fuels from Semantic, just very early on utility, just to really shape the way they want to play this one. And, you know, Gugu now really can't get the jump on things, and but over time, they just can keep their utility high, then they've got the advantage more often than not. Just the way they changed their approach so quickly, it just shows like at that level that you need to have to adapt. As Gugu's trying to find a little bit of space here on the left-hand side and can't. Semantic's still got the Rocket Rain as well, remember, and no doubt we'll get value for it when the gas starts to come in and everyone starts to move forwards. FUT are playing much better for now, but can they retain to do so?
Yeah, Lane's got this super as well, so the Grom Bomb can do a lot when it does come down, especially if they're grouped up. Just trying to stay out of this range of feeding the super now and pushing forward. Drage coming across to try and help, but actually gets himself caught up in a 1v1 against Omega on the way. Super comes in from Semantic, gets one shot into this Shadow Realm now. Lane goes, and this might be a bit tough for them to win. Grom Bomb available, choosing to save it for the next round as just Drage remains alive. Wants to get his super, but doesn't want to feed Squeaks. Does get his, and now into the gas he should go, but it looks like Squeak might have been able to get his super there with those last couple of shots. We'll see in just a second, and I maybe don't think he has.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. The Drage felt it quite a bit actually leading up to the moment where it happened, and you've got to spread out and just stay away from Cordelia's. Just literally just stay away the whole time, but kind of need to go on a bit of the aggressive now, I feel. A Grom Bomb, and wouldn't be a bad idea to use it, push forwards. At the moment, Nitas Cubs on the left, they're just staying so far back, and FUT haven't really responded to that kind of positioning power yet. Now moving forwards, but they could have really done a bit more in that time, really, as Omega on the right-hand side connecting really nicely with these shots, and he's really the one that's doing all the work at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Cordelius with super, so no wonder he's kind of staying passive. He wants that guaranteed connection and dragging someone into the Shadow Realm along with him towards the late game so that his teammates can win the 2v2. Drage over this left now. I'm surprised we haven't seen... Oh, actually, we did see a little re-rotation from Cordelius over to the right, joining the RT, and Lane's very low, gets the Grom Bomb off and gets the kill, but this Cordelius super is going to be doing a lot. Jump comes in from Drage, he's going to get traded out though, and it's pretty much going to be a 1v1 between Grom and Gugu. Can Lane get it done? He's walked out into the middle of nowhere, super comes in, and that's going to be finished off by Gugu. There's SPS finals, and that's where we can get BSC points as well, so they need the points on the board in the Brawl Stars Championship monthly finals, whether that be this month or next month, but semi-finals is definitely going to be needed for them to get anywhere near those world spots, and never mind retaining their LCQ spot as well. We'll be heading on to Pinhole Punt in Brawl Ball, getting the Brawl Ball in as possible last game mode, and I feel like FUT's aggression should be able to pull this one through, but they've just got to be smart with the draft and not let the things that Nitas Cubs are going to be able to use to break them down.
As a Squeak Poker and Carl on the side of Nitas Cubs in the first draft of Crow. On the side of FUT, banning Cordelius, wise move, Squeak and Shelly as well. I mean, no, FUT have been very interesting when it comes to Brawl Ball recently. Experimenting a lot more with Willow and Buzz even on occasions too. Stu going to come in as their pin in-game. Does really shine them in a good light. Normally Semantic on it. Ems as well coming in for safety as potential for tanks and Nita as well. Not banned out here. I think that is actually quite a big sign that Nita's Cubs are probably going to pick it. I mean, as we know in Brawl Ball, it can be such a great pair of hands. And I do worry a little bit for FUT that the Ems might not be enough for it. I mean, it's got the range advantage for sure, but if the Bruce gets landed down, it could be a tough thing to defend with the Stu.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Ems is just so solid on pretty much all Brawl Ball maps at the moment. It's definitely something Nitas Cubs need to be worried about. But Otis comes in, prevents that kind of possible Sam last pick, which we know FUT Esports love to go for. And obviously the Crow along with that as well, being able to slow things down. Nitas Cubs still have one more available though. And it looks like they're going extremely anti-tank, bit of mid-range brawl going on. But I like the Stu and I like the Ems. It just feel like they're both going to struggle against the Crow quite heavily once those slows are still available. Ooh.
Leon? Okay. Different.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on it either.
I don't want to slate it too soon, because sometimes it can be moments like that which, you know, take a team by surprise.
Ooh.
Tara, though, yeah, I know you're all happy with that.
Yeah,
but I mean,
keep
that
Semantic off it in my eyes. If he touches this brawler, it's gonna not go well.
I mean, I've heard that you were quite successful when landing your pulls with Tara, Trav, so I trust your judgment, mate. I trust your judgment. One of the best in the region, so I hear.
Yeah, it's just factual. I mean, at least you know it. That's the thing. At least you're not opposing my opinion on this one, because these guys should have learned from me back in the day, I'm telling you. But
that's when you know we're absolutely, you know, seeing eye to eye on it. This Leon pick, though, I mean, it's kind of wild.
It is, yeah. I mean, honestly, I kind of hope it works, just to prove me wrong. But at the moment, I'm very much on the fence about it. See a quick aggression coming in from Drage. Ball going to be passed up there by Linane, and quickly burning through that support from beyond. Trying to get some remnants of his super here. Another gadget going to be used as well. Gets a Mega and actually brings Gugu quite low. Drage on an absolute tear so far throughout this game.
Yeah, I agree, but there is only one more gadget left, and that's a bit of a concern. But in the same time, I think that FUT know that they quite favor these early moments of the game, and definitely over time-wise, that Leon could prove costly as well as the Crow. There's a lot which they could struggle against. That short range to the Stu. Now invisibility coming in. That's the last gadget there for Drage. Taking no chances and cautious around where Gugu is. Gugu's a very good Leon though, I do recall, so I don't necessarily mind the pick, but it's definitely not what I was expecting to see.
Yeah, I mean, FUT Esports are in control there. Drage just trying to not get stunned out and slowed at least. Good jump from Omega, but there's the pull from Drage. Not really going to get a lot done, keep it off him as well, but now the pass coming through, and that should be the goal along with it. FUT Esports going to take the 1-0 lead. Still, a minute and 20 on the clock, so nothing Nitas Cubs can't come back from. But at the moment, they haven't really got out their half of the map.
Yeah, challenging stuff for Lenan though. Low here and burning down, 490 HP. So the Brazil on the other side of things gets cleared up by Semantic, and that's an opening on the left if Drage wants to go for it, but Gugu's using that invisibility yet again. And look at the way that FUT responded. Everyone coming together. The communication absolutely on point, and they took care of business. So the Brazil on the right, 900 as well. A Mega 166. Everyone on the side of Nitas Cubs low more often than not. And now the pass through from Drage. The super to follow. The potential clear though is there. The depriving valuable time. It should still be a goal here from Semantic, and it is.
To bounce back from this and maybe take it to that set number 5, as it seems to be our common trend throughout the day. Linane taking some hefty fire early on, and an early gadget once more from Drage coming through.
I can't work out whether Drage is preparing for a boxing match or a game of Brawl, honestly. Like, he just looks so in the zone, and it's only when it's over when he tends to crack a smile. We see that more often than not, but that's the second gadget. Goes down himself on that right-hand side. And that's low here. Yes, Samantha's got to come back. He's got to realize the situation, regroup with his team, as Gugu is really getting some good value at the moment on this right-hand side. Lenan healing up now, but yeah, Semantic low, Lenan low. This is getting a lot of momentum for Nitas Cubs. That clear up is at the crucial moment in time, and that will at least slow down the advance.
Yeah, Drake got hit by that shot then, and now being slowed down. Linane as well has his super though. Eventually it wears off, but that's going to be Linane burning down. Drage looking like he wants to try and get some super here off Gugu. Shots coming through. Does feed the super of Gugu, but gets one himself. And we know how influential Atara super can be. Just needs to hold on to this one. Now he's going to burn down, but come back from spawn and use that. And they'll definitely be in a good spot. Semantic. I mean, they've got open there, but they don't know where Gugu is, so they couldn't go for it. Right choice to kind of stay passive, but Lane choosing to go for it now. Shots come through. Pass to Semantic. Super goes towards the goal, but EMEA manages to catch it. Nice stuff from him and a good friend zone from Lane to keep them away.
Great connection from Drake as well. An easy pickup there for him. Just completely on the side of Gugu, not able to do anything about it to defend it. Catch a pop there from Soda Breza into the mid, but won't really serve to get much value to show realistically where Lanone and Drake are likely to be. This is a great spot here. So the Mantic knows it goes in with some consecutive taps from the Soda Breza. Super break from the mid from Drake, and there it is. So now will be the one to score it. And it's now 40 seconds for Nitas Cubs to get a goal, or they're going home.
Super off spawn, and Gugu trying to find the first successful super, and even at that, gets absolutely melted upon coming out of it. Lane's going to burn down thanks to that crow shot though, and Drake just trying to play this defense. Not going to be too close to a super as he won't have cycled it from the previous goal. Semantic just trying to get some shots through, get the gas to heal off. Nice from Lane off spawn. Jump comes in though, that might leave an open goal. Super's there, then Soida Breza finds it opening, and they had to take it in that moment or the game was over.
What a shot! What an opening! Great stuff from Nitas Cubs, but they've got to keep it up. And now there's one right-hand side takedown less. As Drage now will pick up this ball surely and score it if they push it through now. The wall's going down as easy as that. FUT put an end to it. And Nitas Cubs, but they showed a bit of signs of life. FUT fall back hard and shy down, and they will proceed to the semi-final sport today. And finally, a little bit of a crack of a smile from Drage. So focused, didn't underestimate their opposition, and didn't allow that reverse swoop to take its toll.